How was Leslie Jones hilariously working her way onto the show? What was the one reservation that Queen Latifah had about doing the Equalizer? And who actually taught Queen how to fight in real life? Hi, I'm Clive. Let's dive right in. Leslie Jones's hilarious commentary. If you watched Coming to America, you'll know that Leslie is on fire right now.
I'm gonna hug you because I'm a hugger. Hey, Queen!
In fact, even Queen has sent her some support for her role in this year's funniest comedy. As it turns out, Leslie stands Queen in a big way. In fact, Leslie's gone on Twitter and said she wants to be cast on The Equalizer, just so she can get her butt handed to her by Queen. But her love for the series doesn't just stop there. She's now taken to Twitter to do her own commentary for the show, and it's beyond hilarious. Jimmy Fallon had Queen on his show and decided to play a little bit of Leslie's live tweeting and commentating. We'll let the clip do all the talking here.
Your stature to the net. Oh, you got a bat? Oh, that's so you hit with bats now? Cow, take that to the face.
You can't exactly blame Jimmy or Queen for the reaction to this because Leslie is simply incredible. While it'd be terrific to collect all of Leslie's commentary and put it out with the show's DVD or Blu-ray release in the future, it'd be even better if Queen could secure her pal a guest appearance. You can't deny her passion for the Equalizer, and it should be rewarded with a spot on the show, or even a recurring role. If anything, just give us a moment where we see her and Queen team up on screen. Until then, we'll just have to settle for Leslie's hilarious commentary. The streets mean something. Did you know that filming for the series took place in New Jersey? Well, that's not the only important detail here, since these are exactly the same streets that Queen walked up and down with her family when she was younger. Yep, New Jersey is her home state. More importantly, Queen says this is where she learned many lessons from her father, a police officer who served for years in the force. She revealed that he taught her and her brother how to defend themselves, as well as how to respect guns and stick up for people who couldn't stick up for themselves. And then she added, "As kids, my brother and I went through that, so we never liked bullies. These life lessons toughened Queen up and empowered her to stand up for what's right, but it also showed her the value and importance of showing compassion for others. It inspired her to stick up for people who can't do it themselves and to face the bullies head on. And this is exactly what Robyn displays on a weekly basis." So, in more ways than one, Queen isn't entirely different from the character she plays on screen. It's a curious case of life imitating art. Or is it the other way around? The love of a good fight. Oh, you know that Queen doesn't let herself get pushed around by anybody. She strikes fear into those who merely even think of trying to push their luck with her. As it turns out, she loves getting physical on set too. One of the things that she looks forward to on The Equalizer is all the action scenes and battles she gets to do. At a CBS press day, she said, "I like to fight as much as possible. We're getting better with our fight choreography as well. I'm learning a lot about how to do it efficiently and how to preserve my body as well." Queen is no stranger to flexing her action muscles on screen, but this role challenged her more than before, as the scenes are far more intense and required her to do a lot of her own stunt work too. Also, Queen gets that she isn't 22 years old anymore, and that means training harder and knowing how to pace herself to ensure that she could last for the whole season. Well, whatever her training regime was, it's working here, and there's absolutely no one who'd want to step up and get in her face. She certainly remembers all the training and self-defense techniques that her dad instilled in her all those years ago, don't you think? No time for trolls. When the Equalizer series was first announced starring Queen, there were two main reactions online. The first was a sense of excitement in seeing which new roads the show would embark on. The other was one of trolling and outrage about why the Equalizer was being gender swapped. The second reaction is pretty much the par for the course with anything that's announced nowadays, but Queen is having none of it. She doesn't even acknowledge the trolls. In fact, when she was asked about it, this was her reaction.
Let me ask you a question. Do I strike you as the type of person that takes any BS?
She added that she's a nice person, but she's not afraid to get real with you if it's necessary. Instead, she feels that people should watch the show and see for themselves what sort of a character Robyn McCall is. Like Queen says, Robyn handles it and she knows how to equalize like anybody else. Judging by how the show already has a second season greenlit, it proves that people are tuning in and loving the new Equalizer. But honestly, is anyone surprised by this considering how totally badass Queen is in real life? A role fit for a queen. You know that Queen's phone is always ringing off the hook for new roles, right? As one of the most in-demand stars in Hollywood, she's never short of work or offers for new projects. Of course, this means she needs to give careful consideration to what she accepts, because time isn't infinite, and you don't want to waste it on productions you won't enjoy. Surprisingly, she says The Equalizer was the one project she accepted on the spot and in a heartbeat. No hmms or ums, just where do I sign up for this? It helped, though, that the role of Robyn McCall was created specifically for her, as revealed by executive producer Deborah Martin Chase. She told USA Today, "I think one of the advantages we had was that we created this show for Queen Latifah. So it wasn't like producers wrote a script and then we decided to cast a black woman in the role that was written kind of in the vanilla way. When you sell it in that way, it's almost impossible to say no to something that was created just for you. Because flattery will get you absolutely everywhere." It also probably helped that they told her she'd get to ride a powerful BMW motorbike, since she's an avid motorcyclist in real life. Although, Queen did admit that she had one tiny reservation about the show, which we'll be covering next. The respect for Denzel. Considering The Equalizer isn't a brand new franchise, having had a previous TV show in the 80s and 2 movies with everyone's favorite actor Denzel Washington, Queen understood there was a lot of history here. She also added that Denzel had been incredibly supportive and helpful in her own career, so she owed it to him to make sure that everyone respected the character he portrayed in the films and to not overstep her mark. She told USA Today, "The only reservation I had was Denzel. I had to figure out how to create a character that was going to be different from his, and obviously not get in his lane, but not like the original either." Ultimately, Queen and the showrunners figured out the ideal way to respect the tradition of the franchise without just going for a gender swap solution. It's obvious that Robyn is both her own person and has her own significant storyline, with only the surname McCall being an outright callback to the previous material. Queen admits that she hasn't had time to catch up with Denzel and find out what he thinks about the show, but she hopes that he enjoys it. While there are no plans for any crossovers at the moment, according to the showrunners, it'd be quite the treat to see Robyn and Denzel's Robert team up for an equalizing mission in the future. Seriously, just sign us up for this already. From stress to good times. It's still early days in The Equalizer, so we haven't quite seen Queen's comedic side shining too many times on the show. Here and there it happens, but the show's humor is only included when necessary. After all, this isn't meant to be a sitcom, right? Well, filming for the series didn't exactly start on a funny note either, as it had its own challenges, especially having to film during the pandemic and adhering to all protocols and regulations. Queen revealed in a CBS press day that it was something unique and not always easy to do, but the cast and crew are now at a point where they've learned to relax and have some fun together. She said the following, "There are just days when I'll do a scene with Chris Noth or with Tori Kittles and we just yeah, that was a good one, right? We just have fun. We crack jokes afterwards and we feel good." If you take a look at some of the behind-the-scenes photos, you can see that Queen and Chris are definitely having the time of their lives. Just looking at the two of them, you can see they're hanging out a lot and often sharing a laugh. It leaves us with no doubt that these actors love working together and feel energized around each other. And we just can't wait to see some of the behind-the-scenes bloopers and funny moments that will come out in the future. Now it's time to hear from you. Do you want us to cover more of Queen Latifah and The Equalizer? Let us know in the comment section what topics you'd like to see us explore. And while you're at it, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for some more awesome videos. Thanks for watching.